Do 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 do. The camera's all messed up. Lucky bat! Ooh! Angry Badger Minis first! Hello everyone! Welcome to the stream. I have to fix my camera because I always have to. And what am I going to do? Log on early and get everything done before I start the stream? Nah. Actually, it looks pretty good. Just pop it into widescreen and then edit the brightness and the contrast. And it's probably a little too bright. And it's good. The Space Marine Hunter. The planet broke before the guard did. Yes, they did. Cadia still stands. Angry Badger Minions. I had problems with OBS earlier myself. Ah, nice. Unfortunately, I can't blame OBS. My camera doesn't have a native spot to save files to. So every time I turn it on, it's a new camera. But you know what? I'm going to blame OBS anyway. Cadia stands. Where? So that the Cadia Falling came from the book series, or not the book series, but the Gathering Storm books, which I believe were just a list of it had some lore from Gilliman Rising, and words. It had lore on Gilliman coming back from the dead and the fall of Cadia. Is that stuff available to buy or read or anything? Because I want to make it my business to learn all there is to learn about the Primaris Space Marines and new 40k, because it invigorates me how much everyone hates it. So I want to know everything there is to know. Angry Badger Mini. Damn, but beautiful job on that Malifaux model. Oh, thank you. It is a, it says in the title, Malifaux Arcanist Performer Showgirl. I'm working on a selection of Arcanist Malifaux minis. Lucky bet. Are we Nicholas? Yes, it looks like we are going to be Nicholas for tonight. He's a busy man. But like Leonidas said, are you not entertained? Leonidas from Gladiator. The really, really good Russell Crowe movie. You know, do I have the Lucky Bat still? No, I don't have it in my sources. Brett S. Sup. Not Leonidas. Was that not him? Am I thinking of a different movie? Definitely wasn't Game of Thrones. I remember that. Gonna give all of the black hair and black clothing a coat of some Games Workshop Contrast Black Templar. Which will give me a basic outline that I'll probably paint over 100% with other colors. The little tricky thing with the Malifaux minis is the detail is a little bit shallow, so it's kind of hard to pull off things like washes and dry brushes. So I'll probably end up having to repaint a lot of this, but at least this will give me a good start and a map of where to put my shadows and highlights later on. Brett asks, no, Nick! Who will I get mad at about their lack of enthusiasm for Lord of the Rings? You can get mad at me. I'm not that big into Lord of the Rings. I like Lord of the Rings. Oh, it was Maximus in Gladiator? Wait, who was Leonidas? Oh, wait, no, is Leonidas the guy from 300? That's Leonidas, right? The Spartan, the chief Spartan. I'm getting my greased up men with swords confused, as I am often one to do. Big hentai titties, uwu, big titty, neku waifu. Dr. Drokel, aw, I wanted to tell Nick what a great job he did on today's video. He was very informative. Not like the other guy who half-assed his way through 3 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, that was a very fun video for me because I only had to film a few minutes. Yeah, hopefully, since now that we've put out our video, there will no longer be any poor quality photos on the internet. We solved it. We did it, folks. Now that I'm looking at it from this angle, I totally see a big old spot I missed under one of the arms. And you know what? It might just stay missed, because unless someone else is looking at it from exactly this angle, I don't think they'll notice. Angry Badger Minis. 300. Yes, that was 300. This is Sparta. King Leonidas. That was a weird movie, 300. I mean, it's pretty cool, but it's a weird movie. Brett asks, I have bad news, Jay. There will still be bad photos for EOB Complete. That doesn't make any sense, though. We made a video. You know what, though? We've put out over 100 basing videos, and there are still lots of minis on very poor bases. So I guess there's just no winning. Brett asks, I will provide some of them myself. Dr. Drokel, no more poor quality photos, just great photos of bad paint jobs. Yeah. Whatever else, hello, currently working on a work in progress photo for my dragon following today's video. Ooh, neat. Which pair of legs do I need? I think it's this pair. Well, no, I should probably keep working on the figures because I don't know what I'm doing with the legs yet. Justin Hook, hey man, she's looking real good. Well, thank you. What is this one supposed to look like? The nice thing with Malifaux, I mean, I guess every model comes with pictures, but Malifaux has these nice cards, and I'm following the card art. Showgirls. Has anybody checked out Miniac's first ever his video on the soccer game, his battle reports? I finally watched it today, and it was actually pretty cool. It was pretty surprising. It felt like a show. like a very well-produced, multi-camera, very, very well-edited episode of a show. Which not that his stuff is usually bad, but it just felt very different. I could never quite get into battle reports. I have trouble following the rules and what's happening and basically everything of the game. Usually I start it and hear everyone talk about their armies, and then I just skip right to the end. I guess I have battle reports, but they're horrible battle reports. I didn't get any views from like 5 years ago. I would love to see some analytics on people's battle reports, because I wonder if you do see giant spikes in the beginning and the end, with a huge dip in the middle. Whatever else. It's those cutaways that he did. Bredas, I have not watched it yet, but on the last Trapped Under Plastic episode, which was a good one, he said that he was editing the battle report for the last 2 weeks non-stop. That makes sense. He did say it took 80 hours to edit, which is pretty crazy. I know we're behind the scenes here at EOB, we're working on some pretty big stuff. One of which you will see on Friday, hopefully, and then one you'll see in a few weeks when we've finished it. It's not anything giant like Miniac. It's just we're tweaking some of our content to try to make it a little bit higher quality. Am I laying down any color at all? I'm glazing on some purple, but I feel like it's so subtle that I probably am just wasting my time. Whatever else, 40K in 40 minutes does a swell job at keeping games quick and engaging with pop-ups to explain the more esoteric rules. That is true. I still have trouble, though. Really, like, even the games of 40K I play, I am barely present. And it does not take much to throw me through a loop. Like, I was playing some Kill Team this weekend, and a friend of ours who doesn't play a lot of Kill Team, they asked like just a completely normal rules question, like in terms of like order of operation, and it completely threw me. I was like, wait a second, how do any of these rules work? What does cause a roll on the injury table, and how does the spillover work? It happened all the time way back in 6th edition when I was playing in high school, and you'd memorize that table because you'd have to roll your ballistic skill, and your ballistic skill was a number you subtracted from 7 to find the real number you had to roll for. And I remember memorizing the chart pretty quickly, but then anytime somebody was like, are you sure that the 4 up, 3 up, are you sure that that's what you're supposed to roll? And then I'd be like, I have no earthly idea. We have to check the chart. Because these games have a lot of rules, and they're pretty complicated. Also, I don't want to read. I don't want to watch a YouTube video where I have to read, because I never learned how. So it really makes it kind of tricky. Joe Triggers, I am shocked and appalled. There was no link in the video in Discord. Oh no, I'm sorry. I was completely my bad. I forgot to do it. Here, it's pretty early. I will do that right now. Don't anybody worry. Although, honest to God, it's the same time every single day for the past 8 months. Really, people should be getting on board with this. Joe Draco's lol. And this purple is doing something for me. It is very subtle though. Joe Draco's, I'm lazy. I don't want to look for it. Yeah, I mean it's not like there's other content on YouTube to watch instead. Oh, YouTube. It is amazing that anything competes with YouTube. Eventually it's going to come down to HBO Max, Disney Plus, and YouTube. And I'm pretty sure YouTube will win. It'll be like the brand wars from Demolition Man. Why was that movie called Demolition Man? It's a cop who gets frozen for 200 years and then has to fight Wesley Snipes. Like, why was it called Demolition? He wasn't like a bomb explosives expert. He was just a cop. Did they just name it that because of Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Like, were they like, name my movie the same as Arnie's? Because I think that was right in the big time of when those two giants, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, were really going back and forth, trying to see who was the real 80s champion. Angry Badger Minis, because every fight resulted in broken shit. Does that constitute a demolition? Mecha T-Rex, thank God. Joe Draco's, no, it's 90s logic. Just go with it. Dave G, I watch more YouTube than anything else combined. Not even close. For sure, Dave G. That's exactly what I do too. It's almost exclusively YouTube. Occasionally, I'll watch something on Netflix. And I'll probably be getting Disney Plus soonish, because I'm getting a little into Star Wars Legion, and I'm going to need my Star Wars movies to keep me company while I paint that stuff. And I have to watch season 2 of Mandalorian. I mean, that's a need. You know, a lot of things are wants, but that's a need. Dr. Droggle, because he winds up destroying everything around him. Did you see what happened to the building at the beginning? That's a good point. Brett S. Because in the super peaceful future, Sly Stallone was like a bomb. It's metaphysical, man. Mecha T-Rex. It was 9:01, and I didn't see the stream up. Gonna have to leave a like on this video, I'm afraid. You wouldn't dare, Mecha T-Rex. You wouldn't dare. You know, if I had to pick, and I don't know why I have to pick, but if I had to pick between Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, I think I gotta go Sylvester Stallone. I mean, he's a much better actor, and he made the Rocky movies. But it would be a really, really bad loss to lose Predator, because that is a classic movie. Brett S. I liked this video because Nick isn't here. Mon de Dieu, Silly Stallone is Bay. Yeah, I don't get why more YouTubers don't ask for dislikes. There's no reason not to. Whatever else. Predator with Stallone. Doomslayer J unmoderated. I have never been moderated in my life. Brett S. Predator, Terminator, Terminator 2, Conan the Barbarian, big losses. That is true, that is true. But could you give up all, like, 11 Rockies? Dr. Druckle, Rocky was okay, I guess, but have you seen Hercules in New York? Now that's quality. Is that the one where he beats up a man in a bear costume? I mean, let me rephrase that. Is that the one where he beats up a totally real and not a guy in a costume bear? Joe Dracos, because YouTube likes to fund channels with large amounts of like. Well, YouTube doesn't fund anything. It's AdSense from views on ads. So, Mecha T-Rex, Eons of Battle, Nicholas Edition, Unchained. Angry Badger Minis, have you ever watched Russian Badger's Heavy Flamer Heresy? Hilarious as hell. I have not seen it. DJ Marquito, Rambo versus Predator, that would be dope. That would be pretty good. That would be pretty good. Because Rambo really knows his booby traps, and that's what took out Predator in the end. Brett S. Only the first Rocky is really good. The others are just my 80s nostalgia. That's true. That is true. Yeah, I could definitely leave Rocky 1, perfection. Rocky 2, pretty good. Rocky 3, not so good. Rocky 4, it's total cheese. At the end of it, the Russians are cheering for Rocky. Rocky 5 is horrendous. It is not good at all. But then when they brought it back with Rocky Balboa, really, really good movie. Holy moly. And then Creed and Creed 2. I mean, there's something about those Rocky movies that are pretty special. And I don't know if Jingle All the Way did have the same had the same special sauce in it. Put that cookie down now! Do it now! Boy, they both had weird voices, didn't they? Stallone and Schwarzenegger. Dr. Jokel. Yes, the bear fights. Also, Arnie's lines are horribly dubbed over. Marcelino Gonzalez. Kevin McAllister from Home Alone versus Predator. Who's winning? Definitely Kevin McAllister. All day, every day. I'm putting all my money on Kevin. I need some more purple. Joe Dragos. Rocky 5 plus Rocky 2 equals Rocky 7, Adrian's Revenge. Ayo, Adrian. Man, what a wonderful movie. If you listen to the director's commentary, they talk about just having no money whatsoever. And in the infamous scene where Adrian's brother is like making her go out with Rocky, he takes the roast and he throws it outside. And apparently there was a crew member ready to grab it so they could use it for another take because they couldn't afford another one. Dr. Droko, you know, if the Predator had just left John Rambo alone and let him walk through town, and get something to eat, everything would have been just fine. That's true. I mean, probably not. That guy seems like he had some issues. The Rambo series is really take a turn. Like, the first one is very anti-war and is kind of brutal and sad. And then number 2 and 3, just straight up schlock. All of them, actually, are straight up schlock, except for that first one. Joe Draco's, if only he can throw those paint cans down the stairs skinless. Ah, the Predator. Marcelino Gonzalez, if Kevin got 10 minutes to prepare, the Predator species would be wiped out. El Ron Dorio, I almost slept through the live stream again, sitting upright at my laptop just sleeping away. Yeah, well, we can't have that. Doomslayer, where's the Judge Dredd love? Schneider and Stallone together again. Oh, why was that the pairing? Rob Schneider and Sylvester Stallone. Oh, it was so bad. Judge Dredd is awesome. Judge Dredd is fine. It has its moments. The new Judge Dredd was really cool. The one that came out, I don't know, 2015, 2016? That was a really cool movie. This Fool 89. Lol. Adrian's Revenge is from a Simpsons movie. You know, I've never seen an episode of The Simpsons in my life. Cyclone 8974. Rambo 1 was just an opportunity to shit on Vietnam vets. No, I think it's very pro. Like, I mean, it shows him having PTSD, not getting the respect that he deserves, not having a lot of help. Like, I think it's a very kind of pro veteran movie in a way. I mean, it's action packed enough that everyone loves it. But yeah, I thought it was really, really good. It even kind of brings up how the Korean War was a little bit forgotten, because it was so overshadowed by Vietnam, because the bad cop guy, he was a Korea veteran. And that's part of the reason why he didn't like the look of Rambo. Yeah, Demolition Man is an iconic movie and still holds true to this day. Absolutely. Taco Bell should be the only restaurant. Brett S. When did they change First Blood to Rambo 1? Back in the day, it was First Blood, then Rambo 3. That is true. I think it's still... Where are you, like, are you looking at, like, a DVDs that are called Rambo 1? Because I think it's still called First Blood. Doomslayer, dialogue from Dredd. You broke the law! Law! End of conversation. Dr. Drokel, the best thing about Stallone's Judge Dredd is the ABC robot and the Angel family costuming. Especially Mean Machine Angel. Brett, originally it was just First Blood. And then the sequel was going to be called Second Blood 2, A Kill Harder. Oops. Brett S. Kind of like Star Wars, A New Hope used to be Star Wars. That's true. Joe Draco's time to paint some demonettes. Rambo wasn't even in the title originally. I think it went into the title pretty quick. I mean, for sure it did when they were going to make Rambo 2, Electric Boogaloo. Like I don't think that's a modern invention. I bet that was an invention of the time. Cuz sequels were hot back in the day. I mean, sequels are still pretty popular, but they don't do well. Does any movie do really well? Is it just Star Wars and Marvel that do well? Are those the only movies that have any draw anymore? Can't hate Disney and Marvel for making really good movies, but they should leave a little something for the rest of us. Rambo 1, A New Hope. El Rondario. At the end of the book, First Blood, the Colonel killed Rambo at the end instead of letting him get captured. Yeah, and I think that was originally what was supposed to happen in the movie, but they changed it because they loved Rambo's monologue at the end so much. And they thought it would really bum people out if Rambo just got killed. I think they absolutely made the right decision. And then how would we get Rambo 3, which is maybe a low point in the Rambo series, but at least it has that beautiful acknowledgement where it talks about the brave people of the Taliban. Yeah, that one aged like a fine wine. Although I do love an action movie that ends with somebody ramming a tank into a helicopter. Brett asks, nah, it's more modern thing. Sometimes, since after Rambo 3 at least, Jay is wrong. What? I feel like I've seen a VHS cover that says Rambo First Blood. Unless VHS is too modern. But I don't know, call it Rambo. If George Lucas made it, it would probably be called Rambo Part 1, First Blood, The Surrendering. It'd probably just be changed every other week. Angry Badger Minis. Tank into helicopter, very orky. Dark Avenger 3510. No Nick today. Nope, no Nick today. I'm all you get. I know Nick's the real draw. So feel free to click off now, because it's not getting any better. You know what I have been watching a lot of? I've been watching a lot of Breaking Bad clips. Man, that was a good show. That was a really, really good show. AR, I want another Get Off My Lawn Clint Eastwood film like Gran Torino. Gran Torino's a great movie. God Emperor Patty. First Blood 2, Rambo was the second film title. First Blood 2, Rambo. Doomslayer. AVGN Angry Video Game Nerd covered that in a video. First Blood is better than Rambo First Blood 2. Or no, First Blood, then Rambo First Blood 2, then Rambo 3, weird titles. They're weird titles, but they're not as weird as some titles. I feel like there's something. I mean, that we'll never get past the ultimate horrible film title of the Jesse Eisenberg movie Now You See Me, and its sequel, Now You See Me Too. Right? Because you know the old magician saying is Now You See Me, Now You See Me Too. And then there was the big fiasco with the great Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow, which was based on an anime, or no, it was based on a manga that I believe was called Live, Die, Repeat. And so it was going to be called that, or maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Maybe they just straight up lifted the plot from a manga and then didn't credit anyone. Because the movie was going to be called Live, Die, Repeat, but then they changed it to Edge of Tomorrow. Which, man, I don't love any anime that hard, but I do love what anime did to the world. Specifically action movies. Action movies got good once people started to take inspiration from anime. I mean, The Matrix. It just made fighting cool again. Doomslayer, ever see the Troll series, as in Meme Magic Troll 2? Oh, I have seen Troll 2. And I've also seen Best Worst Movie, the documentary made around the production of Troll 2, which is wonderful. El Rondario, sounds like Vanilla Sky. Joe Draco, so funny watching Tom Cruise die that many times, especially when he dove under the truck. Yes. Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow is pretty epic. The only thing that's a little bit sad, I mean, he saves the day in the end, which is great, but no one knows, because he technically didn't. He saved the day in a different life. So all the friends he made along the way, he didn't meet. Still a good movie. Whatever else. Rambo, First Blood is definitely a thing. I feel like I must have misspoke with this Rambo thing. Y'all are getting real on me about it. Dr. Jokel, or the fantastic movie title that was originally Birds of Prey and the fabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Somebody was really enjoying their own farts when coming up with that one. Isn't there a comic book series called Birds of Prey? I thought Birds of Prey was a thing in comic books. And I thought it was a group of supervillain women. Joe Draco's saved the world in a different life, as it should be. Angry Badger Mini, serious question. Have you ever had any issues with painting any female miniatures that had exposed breasts on YouTube? No, I don't think we would have a problem. Because I think you can get away with it if it's art. I mean, unless it's like really vulgar looking. Then you probably wouldn't get away with it. But, no, we probably won't do that. It's possible we could do something like that for Patreon. But, nah, probably not. The Birds of Prey in the comics was a group of Batgirl, the Huntress, and the Black Canary. Dr. Joke. Birds of Prey is, but they were trying to be creative with the long title. it didn't go over well, and they renamed it and sent out all new posters to the theaters. Wait, what was the original title? The Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That is a pretty great title, actually. The Fabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. I heard that movie just wasn't very good, though. Like, it probably didn't matter what they called it. Joe Dracos, you've already had a Raging Heroes Spider Lady with exposed breasts in a video. Oh, you showed my Spider Lady at the end of... Oh, well, if that's the case, then yeah, we did that. But it would have to be like super, super obscene and a majority of the video for anyone to take any notice. Yeah, DC, I don't get... Apparently the Snyder Cut is really good of Justice League, but I don't know, does that make up for most of the other movies being pretty bad? I feel like the Marvel movies leading up to the Avengers worked out so perfectly because all those movies were pretty darn good. And then the Avengers was also pretty darn good on the first try. And I know there was studio meddling, and the director had a family matter come up that took him off the project. But still, I mean, you get your shot with your movie. Oh, Joe Draco, it's really not because Giant Spider... Now I'm remembering the model you're talking about. Yeah, and it's more monstrous. It's not like a pinup at all. Doomslayer. You like or use artist inks? I'm excited to get down with some Liquitex inks. Yeah, I use a lot of inks, mostly for airbrushing. I find them most helpful there. But I've been able to work them into my painting too. They just have a little bit of a different feel. And so you know if you're really used to working with acrylics, they thin and blend a little differently. So you have to get used to a whole new thing. But still very good. Dark Avenger 3 of 10. Jay, do you want to hear the time I almost fell down a cliff in a car? I don't know. Were you driving in South Dakota? I was driving in South Dakota once, and it's like any second you could go right over a cliff and no one would ever find you because it's just 100-foot drop to just, you know, no open ground. Everything is covered in pine trees. So you would just go zoop and then be gone forever. Can I brighten this any more? Or no, I really need to glaze it down a little. Dr. Juggle. Sucker Punch was horrible. Let me think. I remember Sucker Punch. Yeah, Sucker Punch is weird. It's probably worth YouTubing a couple of the cool moments from Sucker Punch, but overall, it is a weird, nonsensical, ridiculous movie. Dr. Jokel. Zack Snyder is okay when he has source material to go by. Dawn of the Dead is a remake. 300 got the graphic novel. Watchmen goes off original 12 comics. Everything else he does is garbo. Yeah, I can see that. I really did like his Watchmen movie. Whatever else. Wow, that work in progress photo is crisp. It's like you guys know what you're talking about. Rondario, I-71 through West Virginia is like that. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Doomslayer, this could be really interesting, or the complete opposite, but why were you in South Dakota? Well, sometimes you have to drive through places to get places. I know South Dakota is like famously boring. And that Watchmen movie, I love the Watchmen book, graphic novel, and even though the movie and the book are a bit different, I think the movie does a very, very good job. I mean, especially just in terms of the casting and the look and the feel of everything, the music. I think he nailed it about as good as anyone could possibly nail it. Old Zacky, Sny. Alarandario. Life is old there. Oh, I'm off a cliff, tumbling down the mountain, slamming into a skiff. Country road, take me home to the place where I belong. Good kids craft hard. Good kids craft hard. Watchmen comic is incredible. The movie did a great job. Shame the ending was changed, though. You know, I'm torn on the change to the ending. I almost feel like the movie ending is better in a lot of ways. It certainly wraps things up cleaner. To frame Dr. Manhattan instead of making a alien. Like, it never quite made sense, right? Like, how... I get that Ozymandias is the smartest man in the world and has limitless resources. But doesn't he, like, hire a crew of artists and filmmakers to build an alien that fooled all of the people of the world? It never quite worked. Dr. Jokel. Yeah, I like the Watchmen movie, but I think that Alan Moore would disagree with that. It is the best that could be done. But then again, I think Alan Moore disagrees with everything. Oh yeah, Alan Moore is a crotchety old man who hates any time his stuff is messed with. Doomslayer. I lent Watchmen graphic novel to my girlfriend at the time, who was an avid reader. She wasn't used to comics, and Watchmen broke her. Yeah, and the alien plot and the pirate plot wouldn't translate. Yeah, the intercutting with the pirate. You know, that took me a few times. I read the novel. I read Watchmen for like the first time, probably like mid high school, and I didn't quite get how the Tales of the Black Freighter intertwined with the novel exactly. Dark Avenger 3510. Front two wheels over the edge of the cliff, so we had to call a tow truck to get moved safely. Elrondario, I agree with you, Jay, on the ending. Alien Monster is too comic book-like. Yeah, like, not everything plays perfectly in every format. Gaming Canary, YT. What did I miss? You missed everything, Gaming Canary. Everything. Doomslayer. I think V for Vendetta comic and movie are best. I like both of these. Holy cow. Is the V for Vendetta movie amazing. It's so incredible. And you know what's crazy? The story of V for Vendetta is set in the year 2020 when there was a fake plague enacted to allow a hostile government takeover. Like, that movie is literally 2020. And it takes place in 2020. Actually, it takes place a little bit in the future, but the horrible events that mirror 2020 took place in 2020. Good Kid Craft Hard. The Black Freighter animation in the extended cut is amazing and tells the story so perfectly. Ooh, I don't know if I've seen the extended cut yet. I'm sure I'll get my hands on it eventually. Elrondario, Sin City, nice movie adaptation. Oh, I love when Bilbo Baggins shows up as that evil little psychopath in Sin City. Dark Avenger 3 out of 10. Night Jay. Good night, Dark Avenger. Dr. Drokel, interviewer. Mr. Alan Moore, what were the inspirations for the giant squid and pirates in Watchmen? Alan Moore, LSD is a hell of a drug. Yeah, Alan Moore is an interesting fella. Apparently he is a very nice guy. He's just a little bit of an anarchy. He's not an anarchist. He's just a little bit eccentric. And he's very protective of his toys. Alright, well that's something. Use a little cleanup work. Man, Jackie Earle Haley is Rorschach. Every time I read the comic book now, I hear Rorschach as that voice. Really, all of the actors are perfect in Watchmen. And I think, you know what, and the most important thing, really, I think they got Dr. Manhattan's dong just right. Not too big, like not weird big, but like, you know it's there. Good Kid Craft Hard, worth watching. It's half an hour of animation dotted throughout the movie. I've seen the copy I had of Watchmen. It had the Tales of the Black Freighter separately available on the DVD, but I didn't have a version that was intercut into the movie. Dr. Drokel. Yeah, Jackie was great as Rorschach. Freddy Krueger, not so much. Yeah, that movie was a little something. I don't know, what's the word? Bad. Ooh. 9:57, 3 more minutes, guys. Man, these ladies are going to take a while. Very, very detailed. Ah, rats. I got the wrong color paint in my paint. Don't you hate when that happens? AR. Smoke weed every day. Yeah. I don't really like this stuff. It's not for me. I get it, though. Doomslayer. You don't see the blue D as much in the movie. You can tell someone is a god because they're just like, bask in the presence of my flaccid magnificence. Dr. Drokel. I missed the last couple streams. Did you do any more to the one lady's skirt design? No. I think I'm still waiting on a good bit of free time to play around with that. Good kids craft hard. Having the black freighter cut throughout makes for the thematic ties clear, in my opinion. As a writer, acid head anarchist, Watchmen really speaks to me. Oh, I bet. I mean, it's the perfect movie for that. Joe Draco's good night. AR. I don't drink alcohol, so to each their own. You know, I do love some wine. Yeah, I need to watch. You know what? I need to watch that new Watchmen TV show. Is that an HBO show? It feels like an HBO show. I really want to watch it though. I've heard though that the HBO show follows the book, not the movie, which is an interesting choice. So, because most people have probably seen the movie and are going to be a little bit confused. But I guess it's made for the fans because the book. It's made for the fans, not the masses, which is probably what Alan Moore would have wanted. Does want, because he's still alive. However, the only bad habit for this hobby is sniffing glue. All right, folks. That about does it for this stream. Did some work on the ladies, and we'll be back at it again tomorrow. Big video out today. Please go watch it. It was about miniature photography. And new video out. What day is today? Wednesday? New video out Friday. So good night, everybody.